Alright, so UFC 288 is 5 nights away, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely gassed for this one. This card on paper is beautiful and also has some really nice value on it. Like and subscribe as always. You can find me on Twitter at badmmamath. Let's just get straight into this. This is a nice little scrap to start things off. I'm going to take Daniel Santos though. He's looked very good in his last few, coming back from adversity, and is just so dangerous on the ground. Munoz is decent, but lacks a standout performance that would make me confident picking him against a well-rounded guy like Santos. Nice matchup, but I think Santos is just a level above wherever the fight goes. I'm calling this one a sub in round 2 after a feeding out process in the first. Next fight. I don't love this one, but I'm going to pick Ribeiro. I picked him against Al Hassan and he let me down in that one. But that was a stand-up war, and if you play that game with Al Hassan, you're basically making it a coin toss. Holmes is not terrible, but I just can't trust a man that curls his moustache like that. In all seriousness though, Ribeiro hits hard, and I don't trust the chin on Holmes if this is a stand and bang fight, which I believe it's going to be. I think Ribeiro catches him and sleeps him. KO Ribeiro. Alright, this is actually a tricky one, but I'm taking Estivam. Zhumagulov is very good, but he threw his toys out the pram after some contentious split decisions, and he seemed to be done with the sport, and that really concerns me. Estivam is young and can absolutely bang. He's fought guys with some very good records. I do think this fight is going to be harder than people think, as Zhumagulov is a very tough guy to finish. So I'm going to call a unanimous decision win, with Estivam dropping him in maybe 2 out of the 3 rounds. He can crack for a flyweight, and I think he's going to impress here. Alright, I'm taking Iliskorov. I don't like that Hawes is coming back after getting brutally KO'd in a few of his last few, and he took really major damage against Delidsy. I think he absolutely wrecked his leg in that one. There's always a risk with Hawes that he can catch anyone in a flash moment, but he's so inconsistent, and I just don't trust him enough to make a pick on him. I think he's too inconsistent. Iliskorov is an excellent grappler, especially for middleweight, so I think if he can avoid getting smacked in the mouth in round 1, he'll take over and beat Hawes up on the ground after getting a few takedowns. I really don't care about this one, and I'm not going to be betting at these odds, but I think Ikram should be okay in this one. Fat weight bout here. I don't know who the fuck Braxton Smith was. I had to do a little bit of digging. I assume he's from my neck of the woods with that colonial name. I'm still going to take him though as a dog, even though he got sparked by Chase Sherman in his first professional fight, which is a terrible look. Porker, as I affectionately like to call him, is a scrappy guy, but he's just come off getting his head knocked into orbit in the last one. I won't be picking this tub of lard as a betting favourite. I can't do it. I have very little rationality other than that from making this pick, but Smith has had 5 KOs in a row, some of them in absolutely brutal fashion. He's taken less damage in a shorter career, and I just think it's going to be standing in the first, and Smith has the clear advantage there. If Porker does manage to clinch though and make it ugly, he probably gets a messy decision though. I think this is a nice dog on Smith. I'm taking him. Alright, this will surprise some of you regular listeners, but these two can actually fight. Mariana is the favourite, but I actually really like Jandiroba. I think she puts on an excellent pace, grapples with some measurable skill, and is a very difficult woman to finish. Rodriguez is very good herself. She's very slick on the feet, but she's old, man. I couldn't believe she's 36. She also lost to Yan Xiaonan, despite getting the decision. I thought that was a terrible one for the judges. And the KO to Lemos in the last one was not great for her, but I thought she was doing really well up to that point and looked like she was cruising. If I had a gun to my head, I'm going to go with Rodriguez, but I'm going to learn a lesson here and stop fucking my record up, and I'm just going to mug this one off and say that it goes to a decision one way or the other. If you're betting, go for that. Jandiroba is very hard to get out of there. I don't know much about Rolando Bedoya, so this one is a little bit of a stab in the dark here with some of the unknowns, but I'm going to take Chaos Williams. He is such a heavy hitter, and Bedoya is making his debut in the UFC here. He's only had regional experience against some alright fighters with some alright records, but this is a different level. Chaos has been fighting the likes of Brown, Bieza. He fought Semmelsberger and beat him as well, and that guy is, despite losing that last fight, I still think he's very good. Arguably, Chaos Williams won all 3 of those fights. I think he got a split decision loss against Brown. Knocked him down twice in the fight. I think Chaos is going to smash that chin in the first and get a highlight reel KO. Yeah, picking Chaos to win this fight by KO might be the best way to boost the odds. Because if you pick him on the money line, you're not really going to get any value. Next fight. Alright, fuck Devin Clarke, man. I picked against him in his last one, and he ground that one out to a decision, and it was so hard to watch. I think he was fighting Da Eun Jung. This is actually a spite pick here, so you might want to ignore me on this one. I just can't help myself. I'm picking Nzechukwu. I think he's getting better every time I see him. He has some iffy losses in his career, though. He did lose to Da Eun Jung by a KO, which was just bizarre. It looked like he got wobbled by a nothing shot there. But he's very tall, he's rangy. He's got a beautiful knee up the middle, which he landed very nicely against Kutalaba in his last fight. I think Devin Clarke is going to come in shooting and is going to catch one of those massive knees right on the chin, the same way as Kutalaba just did. Kennedy's pretty good at staying patient and getting up when he does get dumped down, so if it does happen, I'm reasonably confident that he can work his way up, especially with his size. I think he hurts Clarke at some point here and then just dives on him and grounds and pounds. This is a spite pick alert though, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm still pretty salty after that last Clarke performance. Alright, this is a fun one, and I think the odds again make this one a little risky, so I'm personally not going to be playing it myself. I do think Dober has turned a corner over the last few years, and I just love this dude. Frevola's tough, but I just don't think he's technical whatsoever, and Dober is a dog that actually does have some decent technical skill. I expect a war on the feet for as long as it lasts, but Dober's higher output and accuracy at that clip makes me confident that he's going to be the one to land the damaging blow first. Dober also has shown an iron chin. I mean, look at that thing. I trust him in this. He's faced better competition. He's on a high. He's coming off some really good wins. I think he's going to get this one done. Alright, so I'm going to be back tomorrow with the main card, which is just sensational on paper. As always, you can find me on Twitter, like and subscribe if you're new. Drop a comment if you agree or disagree. You know, I kind of get off on the hate and love in equal measure. Have a great Monday anyway, and I'll catch you tomorrow for the main card. See you in a bit.